If you want to be able to buy the most expensive players and open the best packs in FC25, go to u7buy.com to buy your EA FC25 coins. It's cheaper than buying FC points and just as reliable. With their already amazing prices, you can get an extra 8% using promo code Inception at checkout. Okay guys, so I apologize for not checking out the evolution yesterday, but we are going to be checking it out today. 3 uploads today. Guys, honestly, with the live content, they don't really release like big players anymore. That's why we've been doing the transfer market reviews recently. And honestly, they're doing pretty well because like on the first day for transfer market reviews, if they get like 5k views, but then they end up finishing by the end of the year at like 12 or 13k, each video was basically worth the upload in that sense, right? So and then some of them will actually hit more, to be honest. It just depends on it depends on the future, like if people start packing certain cards or not, right? And we might start doing more of them tomorrow as well. Just been busy with the March break stuff, and then but we're still uploading a lot. It's like 25 in like 10 days, you know, not bad. But for the evolution today, we have a new one, and this new one is going to be Court Jester. So another one that people are disliking like crazy. Is this one based off of... So the whole thing with these ones, they just give Trickster to everybody. Is that why people dislike it? Because of the Trickster? Like this, is this one a paid one? Okay, so this one's not a paid one. So you get the Trickster Plus and then stat improvements on the card with dribbling boost. Inaki Williams. I think he's trending on the bins too, actually. Yeah, he is. Okay, so you give him a Trickster Plus and then you turn him into a 5-star, 3-star card. So obviously working with the 3-star weak foot at this point in the game is kind of cooked, but the thing about Inaki's card is that the dribbling boost is pretty nice for him. It is pretty nice because you can actually just kind of change the direction of how you upgrade him, because he's probably like the same thing, you know, like there was dude, earlier in the year there was like an evolution card for Inaki Williams and he was amazing to use, right? And then they released the like SBC card, and I think they priced him like up there, which is probably why he wasn't like as hyped, but he was pretty good, right? And I think with this card, very similar situation where it's like, you know, you use him on the right hand side, you utilize that inside forward, and on this card you can go in the direction of giving him a hawk, right? And then he's a 5-star, 3-star, which would it have been nice if you could make him a 5-star, 4-star? Of course, 100%, right? But that's the way of the road with this sort of thing, right? But yeah, Inaki Williams, I still feel like he could perform really nicely. I think it's a really big thing to give him a dribbling boost, right? That this makes the card significantly better. He was an objective player, really. I was thinking whether or not I reviewed this card, but yeah, it wasn't him. It was like it was this one, I think. Centurion? Is that what it's called? Yeah, it was his SPC. People dislike this SPC a lot, but this card actually performed pretty well in game. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know why this card got disliked so much, to be honest with you. On the right hand side, he actually performed really well. Or I don't know. Different time periods, you forget sometimes. But yeah, it's a nice, it's a nice upgrade on him. You get the 5-star skills, pretty cool boost. I'm gonna see if the cards are very similar in regards to like what's trending here. Danny DaCosta gets one too. So what's the difference with Danny DaCosta? A dribbling boost would be cool, but the thing is nothing. He's still a lengthy on an anchor. I always forget what it does. You guys tell me all the time and I always forget what it is. I mean, a dribbling boost would be nice on him. I'm not gonna say it wouldn't be. That is a part of the card that feels weird sometimes. Well, that's a big dribbling boost. That's actually a pretty big deal. Yeah, it's pretty nice. I don't mind that improvement, honestly. Yeah, I don't mind that improvement. King of Egypt 2 turns him into a 2. Trickster and skill moves upgrade. Bro, you can do all this to this card. I mean, I think it'd be pointless with those things, but that upgrade, the direct upgrade, is really good with him. I was mentioning that in the comment section for the review. Rafinha. So, but this is like an initial upgrade. Like, you would have to improve him up until this point. That's why I like FUT.gg, because like cards like that make no sense to look at. These cards make more sense to look at if you still have these things. Fantasy Cup 3 free. And then this one is what you would give. Bruiser Plus? Brother. Step Inside, Fantasy Cup 3. Bench Boost. 5-star, 4-star capabilities. The Court Jester improvement is not massive, like, alone. I mean, you're giving him a Trickster. The thing about this evolution, guys, is that a lot of people are just going to go in the direction of improving cards that do not provide them with a Trickster if they don't want to use Trickster. You know what I'm saying? But if you do a lot of like L1, R1 dribbles, like some of these things can be pretty decent to work with, but yeah. Like Francisco Conceição gets one from the Inform improvement. Bench Boost gives him one. Core Jester turns him into a 5-star, 4-star player. So I mean, not bad in that sense, right? Because the Bench Boost gives him the weak foot improvement. Then he gets a first touch and a Trickster. So like you can do some like skill move stuff with him if you really want to. Wouldn't necessarily be a horrible thing. His dribbling is not really that poorly formatted either. It's like all right. Because he still kind of looks like a marksman player. A little bit. But you'd probably just give him a hawk anyways. But they always do this on purpose. Like the way they format these cards to be like low in the finishing, but then you do this and that, you know? It's weird because this card is mainly on the right-hand side. But he has no finesse shot plus, right? So it's like meta-wise more debatable to go down that route, right? Diaby gets an improvement with Relentless and Rapid. You just give him the regular Trickster on this one for a 5-star, 3-star improvement. So nothing too crazy there, to be honest. Very similar card. McManaman, I guess, if you want to give the Trickster to him. Dembele has... this is Rule Breakers or Trailblazers, I believe. Right? Where do you see the... Oh, yeah, Trailblazers, yeah. I mean, yeah, you can go down this direction if you want, if you're really adamant on giving him the Trickster Plus, but the improvements are not super massive on that one. They're not massive on most of them, to be honest with you. It's like nothing too crazy with this evolution. It's one of those ones, I would say. Because some of these cards, like, you make them more fun to play with. Like, Savinho left wing position change with what? Okay, so he at least has 1+ on it. So if you use him on the left-hand side... And then, well, you got to give him a Hunter. Yeah, regardless of whatever the situation is, you got to give him a Hunter. But you got to wrap it in a Trickster. So you can do 5-star skills things, some Trickster things, score some fancy goals. Right? That's kind of the direction that you would go down if you if you improve those sort of cards, right? Paulo Futra. I mean, if you're going to do this, you might as well use the SBC. It's 5-star. 5-star, 200k, not super expensive. So that one's kind of like whatever. Yeah, I'm noticing just like a lot of the wingers that had initial promo cards like this Ferran Torres getting improved to a point where he's more usable. So like striker wise, I'm surprised he doesn't have like more roles for striker, to be honest, but it is increasing his usability, right? If you give him a Hunter chemistry style with good pace, better shooting, the usability of the card increases, and it changes the image of the card, right? Some people actually want to work with that a little bit more. I'm kind of curious because if I go to Ferran Torres and I do this version over here, and then I did this, yeah, it's these chain ones, you know, like that some people... The thing is that the reason why I don't look into these ones too much is because it depends on whether or not you guys even have it. You know what I'm saying? That's the important part here. Because with this, the dribbling boost is nice, but then bench boost gives them some very good... Excuse me. General improvements across the card. So if it was like something like this, right, it still has the inside forward for the left wing, one for the right side. You'd probably use him. Well, actually, no, you can use him on the left hand side now because he's 5-star, 5-star. But again, that's only if you have the availability of doing that, right? Like that's why we're looking at some of these cards. Like let's just say, so we're looking at Savinho, right? Because there's so many chain evos with these cards. So you go to Savinho. Go to his chains. Court Jester. Court Jester, there's so many, right? Like, there's so many different ones that can improve him to be way better, right? Like 5-star capabilities on the card. On a hunter, he gets good pace, good shooting, right? Dribbling's in a nice area. More improvements, right? But this is, again, if you have the option of... That's why we check out, like, base mechanic stuff of a card, right? Because a lot of the times, guys, like, you're going to be able to check out some of these cards and see that you can actually upgrade them in certain ways, and it's going to depend on each person, right? Like, with this card here, like Minte, I think, like, if you're a Brighton fan, you'd probably go for this, right? Because on this card, I guess, because this is the inform card, right? So we go to Minte here, right? We go to this version right here, who's gone up a K, but he probably has some, like, chain evolutions too that make him better, right? 92 dribbling on this card, 83, 80, just for, like, other things that you give him, I guess, right? But for the most part, it's basically like what you're seeing over here, right? I mean, yeah, like this one, there's going to be, like, maybe some cards you just want to have fun with to give them a Trickster Plus. I think meta-wise, a lot of people might just go in the direction of giving them a regular Trickster and then just wanting the dribbling boost. Like, that's going to be, like, a big thing for some people too. So with a card like Di Lorenzo, that's where you have to be a little bit more careful, right? So check out the original card. Okay, Shadow Chemistry Style. He was always a controlled player. If I give him an anchor, it turns him into controlled lengthy. Now, with this other card, right? If I give him an anchor, he's not a lengthy anymore, right? Because that dribbling boost is quite significant. It doesn't allow you to do that with the card anymore. So that stuff you have to look into as well, right? Like, oh, if I go Marcus Llorente, right back position, him, it's different. He doesn't have lengthy. That's not really a thing of his, right? But an all-rounded card for something like this, right? Especially if you want that that dribbling boost. But the Trickster Plus is the cringe part. I wish it was just like a regular Trickster and then you just focus on giving him some other things. But yeah, one of those evolutions as well. Like I said, I think honestly, you know, I think people are pretty accurate with their like to dislike ratio for the most part when it comes to the evolutions and stuff. With FUT Birthday, man, so far, I'm gonna tell you guys this right now, content creation wise, like, it's a good thing we started up the transfer market reviews again so that they can grow over time in the background, because the live content has been, like, it's so inconsistent this year, you know what I'm saying? For, like, the proper improvements, because, like, we talk about these cards, but you need to do a lot of, like, chain evolutions on them for them to be really good. And even from the chain evolutions, like, there's a lot of things that I feel like are still missing for them to be, like, proper cards to use in this game. Like, you only have division rivals, you know, but it's just one of those things. Like, you can improve, like, certain cards. I feel like they make these for, like, the casuals mainly, right? Unless you, like I said, unless you're chaining them to be, like, significantly better cards than grades. But, like, even if you go to FUTBIN, like, the main cards that are trending are not even from this, right? Like, from Dembele, it might be, like, a chain evo on him, right? So if I go to bench boost, yeah, so you see 5-star baller, FUT Birthday Cup, Court Jester, bench boost, but, like, the card is still very low in multiple areas, right? And then you go, you know, you go to some other cards, like Endrick gets a card. He probably has, like, a chain evo that you can do as well. So he has a build your FUT Birthday, right? This card with a build your FUT Birthday gets a Trickster Plus, and then you can kind of build them in a way where you have Trickster Plus and a Quick Step Plus. If you haven't used the stuff yet, that's the key thing, right? So if you used it, then GG's to you. But again, that's mainly if you want to give Trickster Plus. It just depends on the person, right? You have some other options like Doku here, who, you know, if you've been improving him over time, you can get a dribbling boost and then just give him the Trickster Plus as well. So if you want to go down that route, you could totally do that too. He's actually not really like that poorly formatted either. If you give him a hunter from, like, this chain evo, the card actually looks pretty nice, right? But it's just a matter of whether or not you have those sort of things, right? But from Court Jester, I'm not seeing anything, like, as a last upgrade as much on too many people. Like, there's McManaman could be cool, to be honest. What's his dribbling boost on this? A +2? I mean, you can't go wrong with that. I think McManaman, like, with a bruiser plus, could be really nice, with physical stats being in a very good area. A lot of potential for a card like that. It doesn't have any jumping, but... and then the other Court Jester is going to be the Aloe card, who apparently is a objective card for the Season Pass. So we'll see what's up with that. But from this version, a dribbling boost... I mean, it does add to the card, to be honest. I'm not going to say that it doesn't. Because with him, it's very different, because you can give him a marksman and have better shooting, but your shot power would be low. So that's always a thing that you have to be mindful of. But your dribbling is in a pretty decent area. You get a nice little physical boost. You don't have like a press proven or anything, but you do still have like a first touch, and your base pace is 99. So there's so many like different things you can kind of work with. But yeah, the dribbling boost is nice for him because, you know, coming from an 87 into a 92 definitely adds a lot, and that's why he went up in price by a little bit, because people are able to do that sort of boost on him and, you know, provide him with the Trickster Plus if that's something that they want to work with. But yeah, for the most part, I think we've covered most of the basis for these cards. Like, there's going to be some cards here and there that that you can give improvements to that might be really fun for you. Like Adama, I mean, that's an 80 rated card, but like let's say like a Rodrigo, right? Like, you still have the Inform Rodrigo and you want to give him Trickster Plus to do some fancy skill moves and stuff with him. You could totally do that. He gets a nice little +3 dribbling improvement. If you give him a Hunter, you know, he still has the pace, he still has the shooting. But yeah, this is for people that are like packing certain cards, or they've had them in their team for a while and they just improve them and kind of hope for certain things in the future, for the most part, I would say. This one gets a 5-star from bench boost into this one with a rapid plus and a Trickster, so that could be pretty cool too, right? On a finisher, especially, finisher gives him a +12 for finishing, so could be pretty helpful there. But yeah, for the most part, one of those types of evolutions that you kind of have to look into and see what you could potentially chain into really nice players. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this video today. I'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.